I'm Nicole Webber, maiden name Garrett, and I'm a rotary wing aviator for the Coast Guard. I like adventure. My job is adventurous. You could have a very calm day when you come into work, or you could have the craziest case of your entire life. You just never know what you're gonna get, which is pretty exciting. Keeps you on your toes. We are in Coos Bay, North Bend, Oregon. So the Oregon coast is beautiful with the cliff lines and all the lighthouses and the sand dunes and everything. It's basically a giant playground. Go fly around, see wildlife, see people working, land in little mountain confined areas, and it's cool. I always knew I was Cherokee, but it took on a whole new meaning when I got older. It would have been my great-grandpa using money from allotment land that they had sold to move to California. And they raised my grandpa and his two brothers. And then eventually they made it to Bakersfield, Tehachapi area, which is where I was born. When my dad, when he was growing up, he raced desert racing on dirt bikes. Our parents were encouraged us to be outside. So we had a lot of adventure. I grew up actually coming down here to the Oregon coast very frequently to ride quads on the sand dunes. And through doing that, I would always see the Coast Guard helicopters flying overhead. And I always kind of saw that and was like, that's really cool. But it really hit home to me through racing, through being on the sand dunes and seeing like emergency medicine from first responders to seeing medevac. And I remember seeing that and being like, wow, that would be a really cool job. And I was walking down the beach in Florence and there were two Coast Guard people walking, so I ran up to them and I was like, hey, how do you become a Coast Guard helicopter pilot? We drove an hour down here, found somebody that was getting off of work, and they told me about the academy. And from that point on, it was like, all right, academy it is, let's apply to this, see if I can get in, and I did, and it took off. The Coast Guard Academy is smaller, but it is the same concept as West Point, Annapolis, the Air Force Academy. I know the Coast Guard puts no limits on what you can do as a female. I think at that point in time, we were at the highest percentage of women for an academy class. I approached the academy with, hey, this is my 4-year application for flight school, ready, set, go, and it worked. Flight school, I was one of 4 girls out of about 15 people that got flight school. I do love my job, especially the flying portion. I have some desk work too, but the flying portion's pretty cool.
Aviation weather.
Good morning, everyone. On the coast today, here in north is VFR, marginal VFR throughout the day, forecasted to stay that way. Gold Beach in south is calling low IFR right now. It's supposed to clear up around 11 o'clock. And then at 1400 today, Newport is supposed to go to... I'm a rotary wing aviator for the Coast Guard. What that means is I stand duty. It's kind of like a firehouse model where we come in and we're here for 24 hours and that's our duty shift. Every day we'll fly up to here at Newport and we'll stand a 24-hour watch there as well. And at that point in time, if the alarm goes off, we're launching. And it can be anything.
Command Center has received a report of a person in the water in Coos Bay. Put the ready helo on the line. Provide SLDMB. This is a drill. This is a drill.
So the Oregon coast is one of the most challenging areas in the Coast Guard to operate. It is everything that a pilot can do to hold position, especially with how dark it gets here, with overcast skies and rain and the very typical Pacific Northwest weather. If we're lucky, we'll have 6-foot waves, but I've seen anywhere up to almost 30-foot waves.
Up, and he's giving me the ready to pick up signal.
Roger. Rescue for 2.
Rescue briefing.
Others remain the same. The speed sling deployment to the rescue swimmer in 35 feet.
If we're working with a boat and waves are big, they're moving with those bigger waves. So, and if we're out in the middle of the ocean, we may have nothing else to look at but that boat. Now I'm gonna look down here and focus on this boat, focus on this boat. Okay, that's getting disorienting. Look at the horizon.
On my bike, have target in sight. Come forward and right, 20, flight. Ready to pull the aircraft.
As creative as people want to be and how they get themselves into trouble is what we'll get called for. So usually when we get a call, it's something fairly serious.
Bringing him in now.
Roger.
He said it's cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he still doing okay?
He's good.
I've got a big old smile on his face. Okay.
For me, being back here at this air station, my dreams have come full circle. I was the kid camping at the sand dunes watching the helicopters fly overhead. I went to this unit to figure out how to become a helicopter pilot, and now I'm here. You know, now I'm responding to those cases, now I'm flying over those places that I rode my quad all the time.
Space Lane deployment to the rescue swimmer in 35 feet and heading 090 as fast as I can hold it.
Everything happened for a reason, and it put me where I needed to be, and here I am.